What's up, everyone? Thank you so much for tuning in to this live broadcast, or if you are watching the replay. I'm sure that you either are an entrepreneur or an inspiring entrepreneur, and you may be a little bit concerned about people doing the same thing that you're doing, and that's a completely natural feeling. I'm happy that you're here because in this video we're going to go into 4 really important points. So make sure that you're taking notes. I'll also provide some notes for you guys, so those will be in the description box, or if you're on Instagram, the link in my bio, if you scroll down, you'll see a link that says IG Live Notes. Alright, so first point. I know you may not have heard this before, or it may sound contrary to popular belief. Saturation is actually a myth. So unless you copied and pasted someone's exact business plan, then your business is somehow slightly different. You have a different target audience, different pricing, different brand positioning. Something is there that makes your business different, and it's going to be your job to find what it is. Yes, take notes. Also, if you have questions, leave them in the comment section, and when we get to the end of the 4 points that I have, I'm going to scroll up and do a Q&A and answer whatever business, marketing related questions that you have. So yeah, like I was saying, unless you copied and pasted someone's exact business plan, there's something about you that's going to be different, and it's your job to find it. So in one of the coaching programs that I have, in the first module, I have my clients tell me their unique selling proposition, or some people call it unique selling point, or USP. So that's basically the one thing that you lead with that makes your business different. It makes you stand out from the competition. So 2 ways that you can do that are by finding a sub niche. So even if you are a video editor, what do you specialize in? And by specializing, you're actually not going to cut people out. Sometimes when you get specific, you feel like, oh, if I say I specify in baby showers, that means that people that are having birthday parties won't want to work with me. And that's actually not true. It's just speaking specific language for a target audience that you know is looking for your product. Because if people like your work or your product or your service, no matter what you say you do, people are going to choose to work with you. So don't feel afraid to sub niche. So 2 examples are, we'll take a cosmetics company, Lush. I don't know if you guys have heard of Lush, but they're like an eco-friendly cosmetics company. And for women, if you think about, like, there is Mary Kay, there's, Avon, there's CoverGirl, there's so many different cosmetic companies, but Lush found a way to stand out by saying their specific audience likes organic things, they like eco-friendly, they like to recycle. So part of finding what makes you different is really understanding your customer. Another example is Tito's Vodka. So they make, like, one of my favorite drinks, that alcoholic drinks, which is their Ruby Red, it's like grapefruit vodka. So by doing that, they made themselves very memorable, and they also tell the story of they're from Texas. So it encourages people to stick with their brand. So find a sub niche and understand that saturation is not an actual thing, because something about your business is going to be unique. All right. Also, I don't know if I introduced myself, but my name is Queen, for those of you guys who didn't know, and I'm a digital marketing consultant and business coach that works with a variety of different industries, because at the end of the day, the goal of digital marketing is to attract an audience and convert them. And those principles are the same no matter what industry that you're in, and I work with a variety of different clients. All right, the second point out of the 4 that I have in order to stand out in a saturated market is to highlight your secret sauce. So if you guys eat like burgers, a lot of the time burger restaurants have something that makes their burger really delicious, whether it's like a secret ingredient or something like that. So I want you to do an exercise where you think about, like, either pull up your emails or think really hard, pull out your text messages, think about what your business is complimented on the most. So I'm going to give you my examples while you think of yours. For me, I actually was looking in my emails today, and one of the main things I'm complimented on is my professionalism. So me showing up early and prepared to every client meeting that I have, for you guys that need help with digital marketing, responding to every email that I'm received, and just bringing that value of you paid to work with a consultant and they're going to do exactly what they delivered without you having to nudge them. The second thing I'm complimented on that maybe is the same for you is my ability to see your business and be already able to tell, okay, this is what's popping for you. I can see that you're going to be the best in Dallas or the best in Texas, and really being able to like pour into you and motivate you and show you that, you know, either this is a good product or give you some constructive feedback to take you to the next level. And then third thing I get complimented on is my expertise. So I want you to do the same thing, probably not now because you're listening, but I want you to write down the 3 things that you or your business is complimented on the most. And just for a few months, I want you to focus on those things. When someone emails you and they want to potentially work with you or your business or on your website, I want you to really hone in on these 3 core values that you're complimented on. Because I know that if someone is willing to go out of their way and give you that feedback, that means it's something that's really outstanding that the competition doesn't do. So even some examples of this, I know if you guys, wherever you live, there's one street that has a Wendy's, a Burger King, a McDonald's, like 3 of the pretty much the very same restaurants on the same street. Yet each one of them has their clientele. So these corporations are literally teaching us marketing every day. So I want you to make sure that you apply those same principles to your business. There's going to be something out there that resonates with your audience that you can call your secret sauce. So make sure that you write down those 3 things that you're complimented on and lead with those. Okay, the third point that I have about standing out if you're in a saturated market is personality sells. And another thing that I didn't mention, all of these 4 points are for businesses that are making less than $1 million a year. So whether you like it or not, you're going to have to insert some of your personal brand into your marketing. Unless you are a Disney, a Nike, an Apple, which those people started off with their personal brand, even Amazon. Those people started off inserting their own personality, but now they've been around for so many years and have marketing dollars that they don't have to do that. But for you all, and most of my audience is making less than $1 million a year, something about your personal brand is going to be what's selling. So the third point is that personality sells. Please do not be a plain Jane on the internet in 2021 or further. You have to be authentic. So part of the reason why I enjoy doing live videos and posting video content is because people get to see your personality. They get to see how you work. So no matter what industry you're in, you need to let that shine through. So one of the clients I'm working with now, you struggle with letting your personality shine through? Okay, we're going to get to that in the questions. So one of the clients that I'm working with now, she plans events. She's not an event planner, but she hosts events. And although, the events are the star of the show, it's really, she still is going to have to put herself out there because part of being a small business owner is networking and showing people the face behind the brand. So that goes to the point where personality sells. Share your backstory. So if you started a restaurant because every day growing up your grandmother used to fry chicken on Sundays and you took her secret recipe and you want to share it with the world, that's part of what's going to build your initial momentum that's going to get your business to grow. You have to completely tell those stories over and over and have them resonate with people so that when they think of your business, they have a story to tell. So like I was saying, people respond to stories and people respond to video content where they feel like they get to know you and you're not just another face, but you're a face with the brand. And the fourth point, and then I'm going to do a recap and open it up to questions. The fourth point is pinpoint where your competition is lacking. So I want you to think about your specific industry and come up with two things. The first thing, an action that customers don't like. The second thing I want you to think of is a way that you can add more value than your competition. Not lowball your pricing. You don't have to sell a package for $13 to get the business, but add more value. So an example of finding a way that you're finding something that customers don't like about the industry. So we all know that there's hundreds of nail salons. And the nail salon that I go to takes American Express, while none of the other nail salons in the area takes American Express credit cards. So they don't know this to this day, but their competition is lacking in that they don't accept all payment methods. And the reason why I stick to this nail salon is because they take the payment that I have. So for you, no matter what industry you're in, we'll go back to, let's think of another example. We can use Brandon's example, being a videographer and a photographer. Maybe not everyone works on weekdays because it's their side hustle. So if you want to market that I'm open 24 hours, I'm open 7 days a week, and you can easily book on my website versus everyone else you have to DM and go back and forth, that's going to be something that you do better than the competition. So find out from your audience, hey, what's something that you actually don't like about finding a video editor? And they'll, you'll be surprised that your audience is going to tell you exactly what they do want and do not want. And it's going to be your job again to do that research. To the second point of adding more value than your competition, that can be offering better quality for the same amount of price, tacking on something to the package that doesn't cost you too much as a business owner, but is perceived as more valuable. So like our wedding videographer, when we were searching for different photographers and videographers, one of his things was, if you book with me, I'll provide a USB, like a little jump drive, with your photos and videos. That USB probably cost him $7, but for an audience, that's something that you think, oh, like we're gonna get our photos on a USB just by going with him, and that's what won him the business. So you really have to think about how you can stand out, especially if you're new and you don't have too many like reviews and feedback. Think about something that you can throw in to your service or package but doesn't cost you too much. So we'll go over the 4 ways to stand out in a saturated market one more time, and then I will leave some time for questions and answers. So the 4 ways to stand out in a saturated market are: 1, to understand that saturation is a myth, and that unless you are copying and pasting someone's exact business plan, that there's something unique about your business. Number 2, understanding that you need to highlight your secret sauce, or what makes you, your product, and your business unique. Figure it out through talking to your audience, talking to your potential customers or past customers. The third thing is understanding that your personality sells, and you have to tell your story and become a face behind the brand. You can't hide behind your business. People buy from people. And the fourth and final point is that you need to pinpoint where your competitors are lacking. Either you need to find something that other customers are saying that they don't like about your industry and that they want to see improved, and you need to add more value. Not cutting your costs, but find a way to add more value than the competition. And that was it. That was like 20 minutes. I didn't want it to be too much because, I mean, at the end of the day, all this information needs to be applied to your specific business. So that's why, clients choose to work with me, because I'm able to go into depth into their specific business to help them one-on-one and figure out solutions to help them make more money. Okay, let's see if we have questions either on Facebook or Instagram. Hold on. Okay. Here is a question. Do you have any advice for someone who's just starting out and doesn't have a lot of, doesn't have a website? Okay. Advice for a business owner that doesn't have a website. The funny thing is that when you're just getting started off, it's good to have a website to show your professionalism. So when someone's reaching out, they don't have to go to your social media. Something about having a website shows that you take your business seriously. It's like using a Gmail versus using a specific business domain. Those are things that customers look at and they're like, this person is going to stick around for a while. They've invested in their business, so I'm going to invest in them. So my advice for someone that doesn't yet have a website is to, if you're serious about your business and you know that this is going to be something that you stick with for at least a year or more, I would say invest in a website. There's so many affordable website hosting services that, aren't Squarespace, but there's some affordable ones. So if you just search cheap website builders or affordable website builders, you can find something for less than $20 a month. And by simply having that alone, your target audience is going to look to you and see that, okay, this person is more serious, and you're probably going to get business from making that small tweak alone. But if you don't have the funds yet, I would say work on building out your social media profiles and gaining some customers, and use the money that you get from your business to invest back in the business versus spending it. Cool. Does anyone on Instagram have any questions before we close out? I know y'all always like to DM me questions after we close, but you can ask your questions now. I don't bite. Text me. Don't text me. Fill it out on my, send a, leave me a note, whether it's a question, comment, on my website. And those go directly to my email inbox. And I can respond to you on the computer, because I type a lot faster than I text. I'm old. Okay. Anybody on Facebook? Not Facebook. Yeah. Yes, website. Let me check on y'all. Okay, Facebook is good. Any final questions on the gram? Cool. Well, that's perfect. Don't forget that you can find, I'll be adding notes from this live. I'll be adding notes to the live that you can find. They will be in the description box on my Instagram. So if you scroll down, you'll see IG Live notes. And if you're watching this replay on YouTube, you'll be able to find it in the description box. And then the next live is coming up, same time, same place. So, but next week, I'll see you guys then for the next topic. And Michael joined when we were finished. That's crazy. That is crazy. So yeah, we plan on ending at 7. So I'll do a recap for those of you who just joined. Actually, I'm gonna make the people that just joined catch the notes or the replay for all the details, but high level, before 7 o'clock. The 4 points that we touched on how to stand out in a saturated market were understanding that saturation is a myth, because unless I understand you've been working. So recapping the 4 points before we close out at 7. Again, the notes are going to be in the description box for the replay on YouTube, and then in my Instagram bio, if you scroll down, there's going to be a section that says IG Live Notes. Okay, so understanding that saturation is a myth. Unless someone copied and pasted your exact business plan, there's something that's going to set your business apart, whether it is your pricing, your target audience, your brand positioning, the way you market, the way you create your content. There's something that's going to set you apart, and you have to find it. The second point out of the 4 was highlighting your secret sauce. So a quick recap of that, since we already went into detail, would be understanding the tip that I gave the people on the live were to make sure that you look at the 3 things that you or your business is complimented on the most and lead with those. So I gave an example of my 3, which are my professionalism, being able to help you vision for your business and see things that you don't see. So giving you the positive as well as the constructive feedback. And then my expertise, and doing the same thing for your same business, or doing the same exercise for your business, finding out what you're complimented on the most and leading with that. And then the third point out of the 4 was personality sells. Unless your business is already making more than $1 million a year, you are considered actually a micro business, and you're going to have to get in front of the camera, tell more about your story, tell more about why you started this business, and not be a plain Jane. And the 4th point out of the 4 points in order to stand out in a saturated market is to pinpoint where your competitors are lacking by talking to your audience, getting actual feedback, not being afraid to ask for feedback from your audience, because I do the same thing with my clients and prospective clients, and finding out the pain points that they have. So I gave an example of the nail salon I go to takes American Express, and none of the other nail salons in the area took American Express, so that's why I stuck with them. And there's going to be something for your business specifically that you do for your customers or clients that the other businesses don't. And adding more value, not lowering your prices, but finding a way to add more value or perceived value. And that was it. We went into a lot more detail earlier on. So again, the notes are going to be the link in my bio on Instagram or the description box. And if you guys have any questions that haven't already been answered, you can drop them before Let me check Facebook. You can drop them in the chat before we close out. Again, I know y'all. Hey, cousin. You just came by to say hey. Thank you. All right. So, again, we will be in the same place, same time next week for the second topic. And every topic that's going to be covered kind of touches a specific need or problem that either I've solved for clients in the past or I've gotten through my client interest forms. So that is it for today. Thank you guys for joining, and the people that left and the people on Facebook. I will catch you guys in the next one. And feel free, of course, to send me a message if you have any questions.